Hello everyone and welcome back. In the past, I have done a few videos that have compared the 22 mag to the 17 Winchester Super Mag. And over the past few years, most of you have had some pretty worthwhile comments for me to consider. Thank you. However, sometimes I would read comments where someone was really worked up about the video and they would claim that it was set up in such a way to favor the 17 Winchester Super Mag. Now, I have noticed over the years that the majority of the people that would be upset seem to have a common thread that united them, and that was this. They would claim that I was not comparing the 30 grain VMAX option with the 22 mag to the 17 Winchester Super Mag, and that if I had done so, the results would have been very different. So I figured after reading enough comments like that over the years, it is now finally high time to compare the 30 grain VMAX in 22 mag and put that head to head with the 25 grain 17 Winchester Super Mag and just kind of see what happens. So in other words, we're going to take the fastest 22 mag available and put it head to head with the slowest 17 Winchester Super Mag and just kind of see what happens. Now keep in mind that both of the rifles being used are normally sighted in for 100 yards. But with the 22 mag, I did need to bring the scope up several clicks just prior to shooting it at 200 yards for the video, just to kind of, bring me in range. Whereas when I was using the 17 Winchester Super Mag rifle, I did not touch the scope one click either direction. Now, as you will soon see, accuracy with the 22 mag at 200 yards is a bit of a challenge with that lighter bullet weight. Normally I like to shoot a 40 or even 50 grain bullet if I'm going to shoot out that far. So even though I did have some misses at 200 yards, when I finally did make a shot that was worthwhile, at least it was a solid hit with the 22 mag. Now, when I was shooting 22 mag at the 100-yard distance, on the one hand, I didn't miss at all, so that's good. But the bad news is I wasn't connecting real solid with it either. So what I did was I went ahead and I used the 22 Hornet toward the end of the video for the 100-yard shot, and I went with the 35 grain VMAX, so that'll just kind of be some bonus footage for you there. So we will compare the 17 Winchester Super Mag not only to the 22 mag at 100 yards, we will also compare it to the 22 Hornet at 100 yards and just kind of see how things shake out. If you like today's video, please remember to click the like button and do subscribe and turn on the notifications icon if you haven't already done so. And as always, we're looking forward to your comments. Thank you again. Alright, so here are the three cartridges that we're going to be comparing today. You've got your 17 Winchester Super Mag, 22 mag, and 22 Hornet. Now notice the ballistic coefficient on this 22 mag. I suspect that is what's making these shots that you're about to see be a little bit more difficult than what they normally would be. You've got a ballistic coefficient at 0.09. The BC gets a little better when you go into the 22 Hornet at 0.11, and it gets even better still with the 17 Winchester Super Mag at 0.23. Now for those of you that don't think in terms of ballistic coefficient every day, it basically just is a measure of how efficient a bullet is at cutting through the wind and how efficient a bullet is at retaining its initial starting speed. So I have chronographed all three of these rounds off camera. With the 17 Winchester Super Mag, the manufacturer claims that they're only doing 2,600 feet per second at the muzzle. I have found that they come in on average 2,691 feet per second, at least out of my rifle they do. The 22 Hornet is advertised right around 3,100. I have found that it's just slightly above that, 3,110. And the 22 mag is also slightly above advertised. They advertise it at 2,200 feet per second. I have chronographed these and found that they're about 2,211 feet per second at the muzzle. But again, that's at the muzzle. When we shoot at the 200-yard mark, that 22 mag will come in at about 1,003 feet per second, yielding 67 foot-pounds of energy. That'll be compared right next to the 17 Winchester Super Mag. That'll have almost double the speed. It'll have 1,969 feet per second out there at 200 yards, 215 foot-pounds of energy. And then when we go back to the 100-yard shooting, the 22 mag will have about 136 foot-pounds of energy is what it will be arriving at 100 yards. The 22 Hornet Although you'll look at the initial starting speed on that at 3110 and you'll say, hey, that's a good 400 feet per second faster than the 17 Winchester Super Mag. How's that Winchester Super Mag going to do at 100 yards? Well, that'll be interesting because with that better ballistic coefficient, look at the speed numbers at 100 yards. The 22 Hornet has dropped down to 2288 feet per second compared to 2315 feet per second on the Winchester Super Mag. So the speed is about a dead heat at 100 yards. A little edge to the 17 Winchester Super Mag at that distance. You'll have about 407 foot-pounds of energy arriving at 100 yards for the 22 Hornet, and you'll have about 297 foot-pounds of energy arriving at 100 yards for the Winchester Super Mag. Alright, so here are the three bullets that we'll be shooting today. You're going to have the 25 grain 17 Winchester Super Mag, the 30 grain 22 Magnum, and the 35 grain 22 Hornet. When you take a closer look at that 22 Hornet and 22 Mag, the bullet that's sitting on top of both of them, if you look close, it's the same basic bullet. The only difference is that if you were to take the two bullets apart, you would realize that the 22 Hornet bullet is just a slightly longer, little bit heavier version. Other than that, the bullets themselves are about as identical as you're going to find. We'll be shooting at the water jug on the far right, distance 200 yards, with a 22 mag, using the 30 grain Hornady VMAX ammo. Hit it? Did I hit it? Low? Low? Okay, I'm at 8 up. 8 clicks up. Where was I there? 9 clicks up, 9 up. We'll be shooting the water jug on the right, distance 200 yards, using the Winchester Super Mag 25 grain bullet. Okay, walking up right now to the water jug that just got hit at 200 yards with 22 mag, 30 grain VMAX. I think this is the entry hole. That almost looks too small to be the entry hole, but I couldn't find anything else that would resemble an entry hole. And here's kind of what it looks like on the back side. So there's your damage at 200 yards, basically. All right, walking up right now to the water jug that was just hit with 17 Winchester Super Mag, 25 grain VMAX bullet. It looks like I hit this thing pretty low at 200 yards. I mean, just anything lower and I would have missed it. Although I hit it pretty low, didn't really hit its center. Any contact at all from that bullet, you can see what happens. We'll be shooting at this water jug from a distance of 200 yards with a 22 mag using the Hornady 30 grain VMAX. The camera itself positioned about maybe 10 or 12 yards away from the water jug though. We'll be shooting at this water jug, distance 200 yards, using the 17 Winchester Super Mag 25 grain VMAX bullet. Camera about 10 yards away from the water jug. Okay, so this is the water jug that was just now hit at 200 yards, 17 Winchester Super Mag 25 grain bullet. I believe this is more or less the back side of it. This, I believe, was the front side. Having a hard time figuring out where it got hit, actually. I know it got hit somewhere, obviously, but you can just see it tore up, you know, really pretty good there. Shooting at a distance of 100 yards, using 22 mag, Hornady 30 grain VMAX. Alright, these are the water jugs that were just hit with 22 mag at 100 yards. I'm just kind of hitting high. Might be the wind throwing it off. Just hitting kind of high on these today. We'll be shooting at these water jugs from a distance of 100 yards using the 22 Hornet 35 grain Hornady Vermit Express. Alright, walking up to the water jugs, or jug, that was just now hit from 200 yards at with a 22 Hornet 35 grain VMAX. I'm guessing I hit this thing pretty much somewhere dead center. Yeah, looks like it pretty hit it dead center with that 35 grain bullet. It absolutely blew that thing up. It did not come out the back side of the water jug. Water jug number 2, perfectly intact. It's not even wet, I don't think. So yeah, it just massive energy dump right away with that 35 grain bullet. We'll be shooting at these water jugs with a 17 Winchester Super Mag 25 grain bullet, distance 100 yards. Okay, so this is the water jug that was hit at 100 yards. Looks like you can probably see right by my thumb, that's probably the entrance hole. It was hit at 100 yards, 17 Winchester Super Mag 25 grain bullet. Blew out the back real good, and it did actually go into this second water jug, and it looks like some of it came out the back of the second water jug. And if you look real close, there's a few small remnants of the bullet in there in water jug number 2. Water jug number 3 unharmed.